Merry Christmas. And I have no idea actually in full what I'll be saying in this video. However, I think that Christmas is important to celebrate, more so in a family gathering of a sort, or get together. Because that varies in size depending on the family that you do have. However, when you branch off and begin to start journeys of your own when it comes to Christmas, people feel different ways about that. I happen to have had very beautiful Christmases growing up, and my mom was very clever and quiet about how she managed to do that, considering all circumstances. And that took a lot of thought and saving bits and pieces throughout over a year's time. So it's not as though gifts were just purchased around the time of the holidays. It's that when she saw something that was of interest to her and that she thought one of her children may like or need or use, which was typically what the gifts were of in nature, things that she knew that we could use, things that were fun, and that varies from age to age. Anyhow, she saved throughout every year, and would add a gift here, a gift there, and she would put them away and hide them. And we didn't know that. I certainly did not. In all honesty, I think I was either 7 or 8 years old. I think 7 or 8 years old actually, before I found out that Santa Claus didn't actually come to your home. That's how much I believed. That's how much our mother built our imaginations, or allowed us to build very beautiful imaginations with no mistake to be made, that we are not confused, that is not, imagination does not mean it is entirely a reality. It's creativity and happiness and growth in mind, and which at some point can become something either tangible, manifest into something otherwise. Anyhow, I'm very thankful that we were able to celebrate as a family growing up, and had the most beautiful Christmas trees and the most beautiful ornaments, and they were so carefully chosen, and everything was done so beautifully, and I'll never ever forget that. So others can have their own opinions, and they will. I, however, believe also that there are starting points when you're beginning to do this yourself, and I'll continue to do as I know. And the main reason that is important to me is because in retrospect, I realize that of all of the experiences I've had throughout my life, and whether beauty or chaos or just fulfilled in some manner or another, what I do remember, and this is just one thing, believe me, there's so much more. It's not for everyone's ears. However, when it comes to Christmas and being able to have memories of it, of putting the tree up and shopping for the tree and searching for the right one, and what to look for, and the types of ornaments, and where you go to find those, and the effort and the time and the precision that my mother put into making certain that we had something to wake up to every year that I can recall. And even during our hardest of times, it doesn't have to be mounds of gifts, but it most certainly, it may have been 1 or 2 or 3, or a stocking, and that stocking had things of use and need, and also a few fun things inside, very creative. And it doesn't take much to be creative, you know? You think of the things a person may need and use, and add a little fun to it. It's kind of like, you know, making a nice dish or something to eat, some recipe of a sort. But otherwise, it allowed me to look in retrospect and say, geez, amongst all else that we experienced, in that particular area, there was complete consistency. So in my memories, those are full of complete consistency as to us celebrating in the holidays and appreciating our time spent together and watching the expressions on each other's faces, you know, throughout the house, and siblings, different age brackets, and our mother, and you know, putting gifts together as we could as children. And sometimes, real young, I would just go in my room and find something that I liked in one of my drawers or something that I had, and wrap it and give it to one of my siblings. You see, there are many ways that Christmas can happen. However, I personally believe on carrying tradition, and that is part of tradition that I understand. And for that reason, or those reasons alone. However, I understand a lot more. I would like to create those memories of my own as an adult with those that I love. So that's why I started, and that's why I'll continue. And that'll just be part of my household. Merry Christmas, everyone.